Good morning. Namaste to each of you. Thank you for joining me this morning to honor your mind and your body and your spirit. Let's just take a moment to become present. Find a nice, comfortable seated position where your spine and the back of your neck can sit nice and long and tall, opening up your chest, opening up your diaphragm, and opening up your heart. Let's gently close our eyes and soften our thoughts. Soften our eyes. Soften our shoulders. And soften our heart. Observe your breath the way it is. Soft and gentle. Breathing life into you with each inhale. And relaxation with each exhale. Feel the grace of being present. Returning to that awareness again and again. You may open your eyes. For this morning's intention, you may think of a positive word or a phrase to have with you on your mat, or perhaps carry with you throughout the day. This morning's intention I'd like to talk about is Ishvara Pranidhana. So we've been talking the last couple weeks about the Yamas and the Niyamas, the guidelines and how to interact with the world and yourself. And those are the first two limbs of the 8 limbs of yoga. And today will be the last one of those guidelines. It's the 5th of the niyamas, the guidelines on how to interact with yourself. And the Ishvara Pranidhana means surrender. And quoting from the book Live Your Yoga, to many Westerners, the idea of surrender may seem strange or even negative. We have become accustomed to a sense of control, and surrendering often implies defeat or weakness. In yoga, however, it is the opposite. Ishvara Pranidhana is the practice of surrendering to our divine potential and our true path. It's the practice of opening up to what is instead of fighting the flow of life. It's the practice of trusting our true self and having the faith and courage to be that person with all our perfect imperfections. It's the practice of seeing ourselves and others through the eyes of love, so we are free to live with purpose and joy. So, in honor of surrender, there's a style of yoga that I think fits really nicely with that. And it's Yin Yoga. And Yin Yoga is often called the yoga of the joints because unlike other styles of yoga, The emphasis is not on the muscles, but on the deep connective tissues. It's kind of more of a static yoga. You're holding poses for a long time, so that's the yin part, slow and stable and steady. And the yang yoga, which is what we typically practice, the hatha power yoga, those work on the muscles, and those are usually very active and flowing movements. So today we're going to do the yin yoga, the slowing, and within that, there's 3 principles of doing yin yoga. The first one is find your edge. So I often talk about the sweet spot. It's the same idea. It's that spot between effort and relaxation. It's allowing you to have your intuition be your teacher, which you should apply that thought to all yoga, yin, yang, any yoga that you do. Tune into yourself, be aware of what works for you on that particular day. And while you're letting your intuition be your teacher, you would lean compassionately into the pose. Remember the very first Yama guideline that we talked about? Number 1 is kindness. So always be compassionate with yourself when you're doing yoga. So very first guideline to the very last guideline, kindness to surrender. Guideline or principle number 2 of Yin Yoga is to become as still as possible. And this is the gateway to staying present. It's a mental, which is probably the hardest part, and the physical practice of Yin Yoga. And the third principle is surrender to time. So again, we're working on that surrendering. It's trying to transcend time and place. Typically a yin pose, you would hold it for say 5 minutes. In today's practice, we'll be holding it for 2 minutes. And there's some poses that will do one side of the body and then the other side of the body, each for 2 minutes. So let us begin. I'm going to suggest that you have a towel. I like to have my towel in a long and then fold it over, that style. And blocks, if you have blocks, they work too. And I will meet you on the mat. I don't think I need my glasses, but we'll see. Getting any younger in that regard. I'll just have these off to the side. And the props, when you do use the props, it's to support the pose. And I want to just make a distinction between yin yoga and restorative yoga. Yin yoga, your body is still active. You're still having your legs be taut and feeling that connective tissue. Restorative, however, you use a lot of props, but you're kind of leaning into them and just letting them support you. And in yin, the props support the pose. So, little distinction there. And since we'll be stationary for 2 minutes, and that's, that being still is that mental and physical challenge, I have affirmations for you. And these I selected, all new ones, for the fall and autumn season, which will begin on Monday. And so just listen to the affirmation, just kind of let it soak into you. And if your mind gets too busy, maybe you can just focus on that affirmation. So let's begin. Get nice and comfortable. If you have a little something warmer to wear because you can be stationary, that would be good as well. Just keep it on. So we're going to start on our backs in reclined mountain pose. And just to give you an idea of yin versus the restorative yoga styles, with yin yoga, when we're in reclined mountain, our feet are flexed up to the sky, and it's like the essentials of good posture that I go through. The legs are nice and straight and actively straight and strong, maybe with a little flex in the knees. Your navel's tucked to the spine, bringing your lower back down toward the mat. Your shoulders are relaxed and rolled down into the mat. Your chin is pushed back. Try to visualize and create that nice long spine from the bottom of your spine all the way up to the bottom of your head, just behind your head, that nice long neck as well, and the crown of your head reaching toward the top of your mat. And you can feel, especially when you flex your toes up to the sky, you can feel your body activate. Now just kind of relax everything. Let your legs flop open, your shoulders relax, and soften down into the mat. And this is Shavasana, which is a restored pose. So there's the difference between mountain, which is, reclined mountain, and yin pose is active. And then when you just relax everything, that's mountain coming into a restorative pose. So let's go back to reclined mountain, the yin. Feet are flexed up to the sky. We're going to put the right hand on our tummy and left hand on our heart. We'll just do a little bit of pranayama here. And as you inhale, and this is good too when you're in a yin pose and maybe the affirmation isn't speaking to you and you just need something to focus on your breath. So you inhale and you feel your tummy rise under your right hand, and then feel that air move from your tummy up to the ribs and then up to the chest, and you can just kind of feel that action in your left hand. And then exhale, and you can exhale through your nose or through your mouth, whichever works for you to feel that nice breath. So you inhale again. And then when you inhale, you're bringing that prana, that life's energy into your mind and into your body and into your spirit. And then on the exhale, you're just relaxing. And you send those nourishing breaths down into your body, perhaps to your joints. So let's just take 3 more nice inhales and exhales. Alrighty, and let's bring our knees up to our chest and give them a little hug and just kind of rock back and forth. Just wake up our spine a little bit. And then we'll come into our first pose, which we're going to keep our fingers interlaced and wrap them around our left knee and extend our right leg all the way down to the mat. We're going to flex both feet up to the sky so you feel your legs are active. And then remember the other elements of reclined mountain pose is that your navel's tucked to your spine, bringing your lower back closer to the mat. Your shoulders are nice and snug and rolled back into the mat. Your spine, the back of your neck is nice and long and tall. And we'll stay in this position for 2 minutes. If you like a little bit more of a challenge, you can lift your right foot just a couple inches off the mat, and you can feel that in your core. So up to you. You can keep your heel on the mat or just raised a couple inches. And hopefully again without my glasses, be able to read this. So we'll start that pose. And the affirmation is, I see this season as an opportunity for change, growth, learning, and transformation. I see this season as an opportunity for change, growth, learning, and transformation. All right, and now you can bring that right leg back to your chest. Give both legs a nice squeeze, maybe rock and roll your lower back again. And then we'll switch sides. We're going to take the interlaced fingers and wrap them around our right knee, extending the left leg all the way down to the bottom of the mat. And again, with the recline mountain cues, we're going to flex both toes so they're flexed up to the sky. Legs are nice and strong, navel's tucked to the spine, shoulders are relaxed. You kind of connect them with the mat, bringing that knee closer to your chest. And again, you can either keep your left heel on the mat or raise it up just slightly for a little bit more challenge. And I'll start the 2 minutes here. And again, the affirmation is, I see this season as an opportunity for change, growth, learning, and transformation. I see this season as an opportunity for change, growth, learning, and transformation. Okay, you bring that left leg to your chest and give them a nice hug again. And then we'll send both legs down to the bottom of the mat, coming back into reclined mat. And we'll next pose in the Yin vernacular, it's called swan pose. We know it as pigeon pose or reclined pigeon pose. So we'll start with the right leg and we'll slide it up the left inner part of the left leg till it reaches the knee. Legs form a nice figure four, and then we'll place that right ankle on top of the left leg just above the knee. And you can keep your legs here for the 2 minutes, or you can bring the left sole of your foot to the mat, elevating your legs and making sure you send that right knee to the right side of your mat, and you can stay here. And the third option is to interlace your fingers behind your left thigh, and you're going to be flexing your toes up to the sky. And you can either try to guide that left leg toward your chest or just kind of keep it where it is, creating that sweet spot. That edge is what they call it, but it's that sweet spot between relaxation and effort. And we'll start the 2 minutes now. And the affirmation is, I celebrate the changes in me just as I celebrate the changing seasons. I celebrate the changes in me just as I celebrate the changing seasons. This is a particularly good pose to really get focus too on your inhaling and exhaling. On the exhale, sending that nourishing breath throughout your body, maybe helping with any of the sweet spot tension you may feel. Okay, you bring both knees to your chest and give them a nice hug again. And then we'll slide them back down to the end of the mat. And we'll do that on the other side. So sliding the left foot up the inner part of your right leg till it reaches the knee. Legs become a figure four. And you can have this as your resting place. And then another option would be to cross your foot, or bring your left foot onto your right leg just above the knee, and then bringing your right foot to the mat, guiding your left knee toward the left side of the mat. Toes are flexed, that's option 2. And option 3 would be to lift your right leg up so both toes are flexing up to the sky. Hands are wrapped around your right thigh, and you can bring your thigh toward your chest, or just kind of leave it where it is in that 90-degree angle, just finding your sweet spot along there. And we'll start. The affirmation is, I celebrate the changes in me just as I celebrate the changing seasons. I celebrate the changes in me just as I celebrate the changing seasons. All right, we'll release the pose and bring again the knees to our chest, give them a nice hug. And then we're going to roll over to our favorite side and slowly, very slowly make our way back up to a sitting position. And once we're in this seated position, we're going to have both legs go to one side, or feet go to one side, coming into deer pose. If you want, you can approach that pose by coming into tabletop and then kind of kickstanding both feet to the left side and sitting down. Same idea. And your legs end up in this M shape. And for the upper part of your torso, you can have your hands on your knees, your torso facing straight ahead, or you could bring your right hand to your left knee, left fingertips behind you, or if you like, you can do it on the opposite side. Just find a spot that works for you for the 2 minutes, and I'll start right now. The affirmation is, the changing colors and cooling temperatures give me a new perspective. The changing colors and cooling temperatures give me a new perspective. And you can bring your torso back to center if it isn't already. And then again, come up on your hands and knees, tabletop, and we'll kickstand our feet to the opposite side and come back to a seated position. Our legs are in that nice M shape. Again, you have the options of forward, to the right, to the left, whichever works for you. And I'll start now. The changing colors and cooling temperatures give me a new perspective. The changing colors and cooling temperatures give me a new perspective. And you're going to bring your torso back to center if it's not already. And the next pose, we're going to come back up to tabletop. And then send our knees to the edges of the mat, bringing our big toe together. We're going to come into a wide-legged child's pose. So if having your legs this wide apart for 2 minutes is uncomfortable, you can adjust your legs, bringing them maybe closer to your torso or straighter. And we'll be in this pose just once for 2 minutes. And you can actually, to mention, you can use your blocks or your other props if you want with your child's pose to rest your head on your blanket or your block, or extend your hands out for extended child's pose. Find a nice comfortable spot for yourself. And we'll just start right now. And the affirmation is, I welcome the feeling no glasses. I welcome the feeling of renewal that naturally comes with a change of season. I welcome the feeling of renewal that naturally comes with a change of season. You can come back up to tabletop. And our next pose is going to be a low lunge. And in the Yin vernacular, it's called dragon pose. So with this, props might be handy. You can put the towel underneath your knee that's on the mat. You can use the block to have your hands on if you have short arms like myself. And you can adjust that block to have it taller or shorter as well. Your hands can be on either side, which is our traditional low lunge position, but if you like, bringing them both to the inner part of your right foot, that might work well for you as well. So we'll start in 2 minutes. And the affirmation is, slowing down is essential for my well-being and growth. Slowing down is essential for my well-being and growth. Okay, you come back to tabletop, and we'll do that on the other side. So then I'm going to use my block, bringing my left leg forward, knees over the ankle. And we'll stretch out that back leg, knees resting gently on the mat, and you can put that towel underneath if that works for you. You can have your hands on both sides of your foot, maybe both block or both sides would have the block, or bring both hands to the inner side of your left foot and rest your hand on the block. And you're pushing down. Remember, with the tabletop, we often talk about having your weight evenly distributed in your hands, pushing down so that your shoulders have space between your shoulders and your ears. And that's the same idea here as well. You can push down. Again, the idea is to make this yin pose an active pose, not a relaxing, restorative pose. And we'll begin. The timer. And again, the affirmation is, slowing down is essential for my well-being and growth. Slowing down is essential for my well-being and growth. you can come back to tabletop. Our next pose is called seal pose, and you may know it more as Sphinx, or we'll have an option of going into kind of a mini cobra pose. So I'm going to use my towel to rest my wrists on. So I'm going to lower myself, or rest my ribs on. So lowering down to the mat, coming into Sphinx pose. So Sphinx pose is an active pose. Your feet, tops of your feet are engaged in the mat. Your elbows are below your shoulders, and you're pushing down in your elbows, just as we were just pushing down in our hands. So you're creating that space between your ears and your shoulder. So this is one option for seal pose. Or if you want, you can extend your hands and lift your elbows off the mat, coming into the mini or modified cobra for seal pose. Either one, whatever works for you. And we'll start the pose, and we'll be in that for 2 minutes. And the affirmation is, I am learning the art of release. I am learning the art of release. And you can relax your body. And for the next pose, we're going to roll over onto our backs. So you want to come to the edge of your mat. And then just kind of gently roll over onto your back. And extending your feet down to the end of the mat. We're going to raise our arms up and over. So our arms are stretched out above our head. And then we'll take the left hand and wrap it around the right wrist and guide that right hand over to the right side of the mat. We'll take the left foot and bring it to the left corner of the mat, bringing our right leg alongside of it. And if you'd like, you can cross that right ankle over your left leg. We're in a banana pose. This, you could feel that nice gentle stretch on your connective tissues on the right side of your body. So we'll start the timer. And the affirmation is, I can take my time and savor this season. I can take my time and savor this season. You can release this pose and bring your arms back down, coming back to reclined mountain pose. We'll bring everything back to center. And then we're going to bring our right foot to the right edge of the mat, sliding our left foot alongside or maybe crossing over. And then lifting our arms again up and over our head. We take your right hand, grab the left wrist, and then guide that left hand over to the right side of the mat. So back to banana pose. And the affirmation is, I can take my time and savor the season. I can take my time and savor the season. You can release this pose, coming back to reclined mountain. And the next pose is a what they call butterfly, and it's a reclined cobbler's pose. And for this pose, what I really enjoy is wrapping the towel around my ankles, taking my feet, wrapping them around the towel around the ankles, then bringing the soles of my feet together. I guess I have to kind of sit up to make this work. Bringing the soles of my feet together with that towel wrapped around my feet. Another way to do it is the idea is to have the soles of your feet together. You can place blocks below your knees to rest on. But I particularly love having my feet wrapped in the towel with the soles pressing sole to sole. Um, and so we'll be in this pose for 2 minutes. And the affirmation is, I will cherish the moments of warmth and coziness this season brings. I will cherish the moments of warmth and coziness this season brings. And you can release from this pose. We bring our knees to our chest. Give them a nice hug. Maybe just rock and roll on the lower back a little bit. And then send your arms out from your shoulders in a T position. We'll do a recline twist. So dropping our knees to the left side and right. And you can either keep your head straight up or you can send your gaze over to your right fingertips. We'll start for 2 minutes. The affirmation is, my mind is as calm and peaceful as a quiet autumn day. My mind is as calm and peaceful as a quiet autumn day. Bring your head back to center if it's not there already, and then lift your legs back to center. Then we'll lower our knees to the right side, and you can keep your head straight up, or once your knees have landed, you can turn your gaze to your left fingertips. And again, the affirmation is, my mind is as calm and peaceful as a quiet autumn day. My mind is as calm and peaceful as a quiet autumn day. And release this pose, bringing your head back to center, and then bringing your knees back to center. And sending your feet down to the bottom of the mat, preparing for Shavasana, sending your feet into each corner. And this is a restorative pose, so you can relax every bit of your body into the mat, just as if you're falling into a soft cloud. Arms are alongside of you at an angle with the palms facing up. Have the corners of your mouth slightly turned up. Taking nice deep inhales and relaxing with each exhale. And the last affirmation, close out today, is today I choose to be present and enjoy the moment. Today I choose to be present and enjoy the moment. I'll end today with a quote from Deborah Adele's book, The Yamas and Niyamas. She says, Life knows what to do better than we do. Our task is simply to let go and receive each moment with an open heart, and then dance skillfully with it. If we have been practicing the other 9 guidelines, we are learning to find our compassion and courage, our boldness and contentment, and the knowledge of how we get in our own way. As we grow in all the skills that the Yamas and Niyamas ask of us, we will be able to greet each moment worthy of what it asks of us.